SuperEGO Holding, a Serbian-owned Chicago-based company, lures drivers in with their attractive lease terms. With 0% down, no credit checks, and 100% driver satisfaction, SuperEGO claims to be the best fit for transportation. And all you need to qualify for this company is 4 months of trucking experience. They're felon-friendly and SAP-friendly, but this is a 100% 1099 company. No W-2 employees, so you have to come to this company ready to be your own boss. And not only that, get ready to run 5,000 miles a week using multiple logbooks because this company is a scam. By the way, everything I say in this video is alleged. This company is actually under a big lawsuit going all the way back to 2012 when drivers started to haul freight for them. But basically, this company is notorious for skimming off the price of the load board. I said skimming off the price on the load board. They're known for underpaying their drivers. They're known for withholding wages. And oftentimes, if the driver walks away from the lease, the drivers do not get paid their last paycheck. They're known for a lot of shady stuff. And what's funny is that in the lawsuit, it didn't mention how the fact that drivers are allowed to, run under falsified logs.
We can edit your logs and give you more time. You can do what now? You can falsify my logs illegally, but you won't let me do it the legal way?
And I understand why it's not in the lawsuit, because that incriminates drivers, because it's illegal to falsify your logs. It's illegal to edit your log books, but this company, you just call a special number and within an hour you have a new log book, so you can pretty much run unlimited miles driving here. Not only is that illegal, that's also immoral, because if you're running that many miles, you're definitely tired, you're definitely exhausted, you're definitely fatigued, and that makes you a very dangerous driver on the road. So if you guys are out there and you see those SuperEGO trucks, just use caution, because they're more than likely tired after driving 5,000 miles for the week. And this company takes advantage of desperate truck drivers, because really, why would anybody work here? This company is a scam. This company is run by a bunch of criminals. I just don't get it. And you'll never own a truck running for this company, because even though the trucks are 0 down, 0 credit checks, the 0 down trucks have hundreds and thousands of miles on them. So if you were to do a full lease with them, 5 years, by the way, it's 5 years and it's $187,000. If you were to do that lease with them, and considering that you are allowed to run, past your 70, you're allowed to falsify your logs, who knows how many miles are going to be on that truck at the end of their lease? Who knows if the truck is going to be functioning? You see what I mean? So yeah, you'll more than likely not be able to finish this lease because of how exhausted you'd be, how tired you'd be.
Which means a lot of the SuperEGO drivers are driving around out there without enough sleep, probably highly fatigued, just trying to scrape by and make a buck.
And you're responsible for everything. When it comes to the truck, you're responsible for maintenance, you're responsible for breakdowns, you're responsible for fuel. There is no fuel surcharge. Drivers don't get discounts. Again, why do people fall for this scam? I don't get it. Are people not doing their research? Y'all let me know down in the comments below, like, what is the deal with this company? And even though they can run all these miles, there's still no guarantee they'll have a positive settlement. They could still have a negative settlement, because this company is a 100% scam. They withhold paychecks. They cheat you out your money. So what are the odds that you actually do get a positive settlement with this company? And there have been several truckers who work for SuperEGO that have appeared on the Recruiter Calls channel and have mentioned that, even though they're running hard, they're exhausted, they're still getting negative settlements. Make that make sense. And what's funny is that a recruiter for this company appeared on the Recruiter Calls channel, and he acted completely oblivious to the lawsuit that this company is facing.
I really don't know, sir. I can check with my supervisors, but I really don't know nothing about it.
In fact, the negativity that is, with this company, he feels that it's mostly for the inexperienced drivers because you only need 4 months of trucking experience to work there.
He have 4 months of experience like a company driver. They want to drive 1,000 miles weekly, and when he get the paycheck, he gets nothing. What's the problem? That's the lease to purchase. It's not a company driver position. If you want to drive 1,000 miles weekly, better don't come in SuperEGO. You will make nothing, or negative paycheck exactly.
Now, here's the thing. He's saying that, the people who are abandoning the trucks, they're usually rookie drivers that can't really drive. They don't really know anything about running a business. But in reality, everybody is saying the same things about this company and how corrupt it is, regardless of experience level. And I feel bad for the truckers who have, a troubled background, who may have failed a drug test, because not a lot of trucking companies out there are going to give you a chance, but this company will. But it's 100% 1099. It's not a W-2. It's not a company job. You don't get any benefits from working here. And what gets me is the fact that from the very beginning, this company just completely sends out a bunch of red flags. So to get to that company, they don't provide transportation for orientation. They're based out of Chicago. You have to find your way to get to Chicago. Whether you fly there, take a bus, you drive there, you're responsible for transportation. And as for hotels and lodging, they can help you get a hotel, but it's going to be more than likely in the ghetto part of Chicago. And an alternative is that they have trucks on the yard, and the drivers actually sleep in those trucks. They sleep in the sleeper of the trucks that, future drivers are going to lease out. I don't know, man. It's so weird, but their logic is that because orientation is only 2 days, it's not really worth it to invest in a nice hotel for the drivers. They make you pay for your own drug test too, which is not necessarily a red flag, but a lot of American companies that have lease purchase programs, I'm sure their drug testing is free, but hey, that's neither here or there. But expect to spend at least $80 to $100 on top of the transportation fees that you paid to get to their orientation. And during orientation, they just go over how to use their cheap EOD. They don't really go over, safety videos. They don't go over that. The expectation is that, everybody knows what they're doing, even though they hire people with only 4 months of experience. I'll tell you right now, somebody with 4 months experience, they could benefit from some safety videos. I'm just saying, especially how dinked up their trucks look. And also another thing about SuperEGO that I noticed, on the side of the trucks, you'd actually see a motor carrier. You'd see the MCDOT numbers. Every single truck I've seen by SuperEGO has a different carrier on the side of their truck. So it's probably like a ghost carrier or something, but you never see SuperEGO on the side of their trucks like you do on the website. So, this company is a complete scam. Please avoid this company at all costs. They are immoral. They're corrupt. They are criminals. So please avoid that company. Do not go there. And the people who are going there, they're either not doing their research or they just want a story to tell. Because literally, everybody has a story to tell about SuperEGO on YouTube, but it's almost always negative. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. I think leasing is a scam, but hey, that's another video. That's a topic for a different video. And what say you? How do you feel about SuperEGO? Should the people who run this company be put in prison? What are your thoughts? Leave it down in the comments below. As always, you guys are the best audience on the internet. If you like this video, please hit the like button, comment, rate, share, and subscribe. I'm Tasia Woods, and I'll see you next time.